A video you haven't seen before, pictures of a hero taking a mass murderer's gun away, confronting, grappling with him, and disarming someone who had just moments before shot and fatally wounded 11 people at another location and was about to do the same again Saturday night at a ballroom and dance studio in Alhambra, California, just outside Los Angeles, that Brandon Tsai and his family run. The video is slowed down somewhat. The man in the frame is the 72-year-old mass killer who had already carried out a mass shooting at another ballroom in nearby Monterey Park. Now, the weapon he's carrying, according to authorities, is a 9mm Ingram MAC-10 semi-automatic with what appears to be a suppressor or silencer, which authorities say he'd been making at home. Brandon Tsai tells us he heard sounds, metal on metal noises, and you can see the shooter pulling back on the weapon. And then, for a few seconds, he withdraws into the doorway as if to look around, at which point, seconds later, you see Brandon there, entering and confronting the man, his arms outstretched, reaching for the man and then the weapon. The struggle then moves into the doorway and just outside that room. We're just seeing this for the first time. You've never seen this video before. Brandon will describe in a moment just what was happening, what he was doing and thinking in the seconds that we see and what we don't see. Again, the killer has a MAC-10, apparently a suppressor in stock. He'd already killed 10 people. An 11th victim died today, and he might have taken many more lives had the scene we're watching played out otherwise, had Brandon not gotten the gun and driven the gunman who later took his own life away. We're going to be joined shortly by the congresswoman who represents Monterey Park and Alhambra, but first, my conversation with Brandon Tsai. I spoke to him just before airtime. Brandon, first of all, you've been through so much. How are you holding up?
Well, I'm doing way better than I was at the night of the incident.
So can you just take me through what happened on Saturday night?
Okay, so Saturday night, it was Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year. It felt like a casual night, very typical. We had our customers coming in and out for our social dance party. I was in the office lobby most of the time. It was late into the evening when the incident occurred.
When did you know something was happening?
I heard a sound. When I knew something was happening, I heard the sound of the door, front entrance shutting. And then there was a distinct sound of metal coming together as if it was being rubbed together, like someone was moving metal on metal.
And how far away was that sound from you?
It was no more than 2 meters away.
So did you see the person then?
No, what alerted me was the sound. I only turned after I heard that sound.
What happened then?
After that, when I saw what I saw, I froze up. The man had a gun. The man was branding a gun. He had a gun pointed at me. It seemed like he was trying to scout out the room for other people.
Was he saying anything? I mean, you're saying he was 2 meters away, so that's, what, about 6 feet away from you. He was pointing the gun at you the whole time, or was he moving it around?
It was in my general direction, but when I saw him, it was pointed straight at me. And he was trying to look for other people, scouting a room. And he didn't say anything at all. He was silent, even stoic, very scary, that he wasn't even saying anything or giving me any instructions.
And so what happened?
What happened was, it seemed like he was preparing his weapon to fire, changing some sort of setting on the gun or fixing his gun to prepare to fire. That's when I sprang into action. I realized in the moment that I needed to do something at this moment. I needed to grab the gun, try to disarm him so he couldn't do any harm to me or others.
So, and that thought, I mean, Not a lot of people in this moment would have maybe thought to run away or to dive for cover. Your thought was to get the gun.
Oh, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I did freeze up when I saw him with the gun. I had many thoughts where I would think, I'm gonna die, this is it, this is the end for me. But then, something happened, something came over me. I just had this rush of thought and adrenaline, in this sort of situation. And I was able to come to the conclusion that I needed to do something. I needed to grab the gun. I
And
needed to save myself and the people inside.
you're talking about all these thoughts you had. I assume this is all happening within split seconds in your head. How long were you standing there looking at him, seeing the gun before you acted?
No more than 2 seconds. No more than 2 seconds. I saw a window of opportunity that he was distracted with his gun and took it. I took into action once I saw the opportunity.
So what exactly did you do?
I made sure that nothing was in my way to attack him and lunged at him with both my arms and grabbed his weapon with both my arms.
And were you immediately able to take it out of his grasp?
No, there's a big struggle actually. The struggle went on into the lobby. He hit me several times in the face, behind my head.
With what? With his
on my
hand?
back. He was with his hands. He was trying to free me away from his gun while trying to gain control of his weapon. But at the same time, I was trying to divert the weapon away from me, away from the ballroom, and down onto ground, in case he did fire. And I was also trying to free it from his grasp, using my elbows, using my shoulders, trying to use my body weight to free the weapon away from him.
And how long was this struggle for?
I would say the struggle lasted 40 seconds, but it felt like way longer. It felt like an eternity with the adrenaline and my thoughts. I was always thinking about, if I let go of this gun, what would happen to me, the people around me, my friends, my family? How would they be affected if I let this dangerous individual run around the
And
city?
were you saying anything to him during the struggle? Was he saying anything to you?
No, we had no verbal conversation, but he seemed like he didn't want to talk from the start. It seemed like he was trying to take action instead of have any type of conversation or commands.
So you said it went on for 40 or so seconds, and then what? Then what happened? How did you finally get it away?
Well, as he was trying to attack me with his arm and his hands, I used the opportunity to yank the gun away on his opposite side, so he wasn't able to fully use his strength to keep the gun in position. And that's when I was able to pull the gun away from him and create some distance between him and the gun.
And have you ever held? Had you ever
after
held it?
that-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I've never held a gun before. It's scary to even, the weight of the gun, it daunted on me how this object was something that could end a person's life.
So you have the gun and you create some distance. Did he run away then?
No, at this point, it looked like he was still trying to fight, but I pointed the gun at him and told him, go away, you gotta leave, go, get out here. And I also threatened him that I would shoot. And I had many thoughts. I thought I would actually have to kill him. I have to actually shoot this person.
Were you prepared to do that?
Yes, I was prepared to fire, but I didn't want to shoot him anywhere that would be fatal. I wanted to see if I could aim at the legs or the arms, something that would stop him from trying to recover the gun.